Let's see who's going to come and join us tonight. So I'm not feeling good, Mom. Let me down. It's all right. I think I did public. We'll know in a minute. I should probably check. Might be just you and me, little one. There we go. I did do public. Yay. See, we have a number. Look, a number. Somebody's here. She's saying, I want more ice cream. Hello. 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 How is everyone? Bailey was just eating some Frosty Paws, so she's still licking her lips, huh? Yeah, I know. You ready to go down? You good? We good? How is everyone? I hope you guys are well. Uh-oh, just an okay. We got to change the okay to a yay. An okay to a yes, let's have a wonderful day. Hey, Connie. Hey, Deb. Hey, Queen. Hey, Sophia. Sophia, do you speak Spanish? I got a message for somebody named Sophia that said hi from Mom. It was somebody who passed on. So I don't know if your mom's passed away or not. And if your mom has passed away, then they're saying hello. If it was not for you, then it's for another Sophia. You're studying Spanish. Okay, gotcha. Well, it's probably for a different Sophia because the woman spoke Spanish. Okay, good. As long as your mom's alive and well, that's good. We want to keep it that way. But there is a message for somebody named Sophia. So if anybody knows somebody named Sophia whose mom's passed, tell them that their mom says hi. So how are you guys doing tonight? Did notifications go out? Just out of curiosity. They might have. Hope the water signs reading today comes to fruition. Was that what the water signs was about today? Because I've already forgot it. I already forgot it. Yeah, the notifications thing, it's either I continue to upload or I don't upload and you get a notification. So it's unfortunate. Thank you, Debbie. You look beautiful tonight. Did you have a date? It's very possible. It's very possible that Kimmy went out on a date tonight. We'll leave it at that. It's possible. It is possible. Thank you, Deb. We deserve love for all we've been through. Yeah, I agree, Tammy. I agree. Well, it's a cute enough outfit for a date, that's for sure. So, mine have been, Debbie. Mine have been. Queen, ooh la la, Kimmy. Good for you. Hey, everybody. Hey, Candy. So what do you guys want to talk about tonight? Friday night chat. Let's see. We can talk about anything. How often would you guys like to see the meditations? Keisha, I'll be waiting there with you. I understand. I get it. Hello, Claudia. You could use it weekly. Well, I'm the only one here, so I guess it didn't go that well. Thank you, Queen. I appreciate it. I didn't have to cancel. I didn't have to cancel the live stream, so although the live stream isn't going to be that long, weekly or every other week. Oh my goodness! Did you guys see the orb behind me? Did you guys see that? I've been working with some spirits today, so I'm not surprised to have seen that. There was an orb behind me just a second ago. I'm looking for more. I'm looking for more. I don't see another one, but there was one behind me. There's a presence right here. Right here. I don't know if you can see the energies. The energies whacked in a form. Right here. You were looking at the skull. Oh, can you guys see the skull? Like, because it's up there. I don't see it. You guys can actually see the skull? That's like the energy's whacked right in here. It's toned down a little bit. No, it's still strong. You can see the skull. Abby, how far to my left can you see? Can you see my messy kitchen, or only there? That's so weird because I can't see the skull. I mean, it's on top of my head, but huh. The night. Okay, good. Because I got a messy kitchen over there. Y'all don't want to see that. Yeah, the skull's right here, but I can't see it in the screen, so I'm surprised by that. So I was still looking for that energy. It's kind of whacked right here, like where my hand is. It's very warm right here, actually, extremely warm. Right here. Huh. Y'all keep an eye over there. You might see some orbs. Yeah. You started to relax, watched the live, looked over, and your 55-pound lab puppy ate through the plastic and ate a whole loaf of bread. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's kind of cool. I've been doing some work with spirits in the last 35, 40 minutes. So it doesn't surprise me to see the activity on screen. I mean, normally we can't see it because I've got a white background and everything, like white walls and stuff, but that's pretty cool. There's a lot going on over there. Can you guys see all that? Like right in here. That's pretty cool. I mean, there's always spirits around me, but it's the same shelf as the old place. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Huh. Well, I know there's spirits here, so so it doesn't surprise me, but yeah, that's a different shelf. My son has that shelf now. I gave that to him. It didn't fit in this apartment, so I gave that to him. So back behind me, you see I have 4 wolves. I have a wolf tattoo. Hey, D. D. D, there was a spirit trying to reach out to you. Literally kept saying D, D, D. And I'm like, what's the message? And they wouldn't tell me. So, no, Tank's not here right now. So yeah, so there's wolves here, tarot there, a piggy bank here, hippie piggy bank. Now that trunk right here is very, very old. That was my great-grandfather's. So, yeah, they kept saying D. D. And so I figured it was you, but I never got a message from it. Spirit meant to put a B at the end. I think they're trying to let me know that it's the other Deb. The one going by D. Oh. You quickly got ready because you are heading out in an hour. Oh, do you have a date tonight? Well, no, you wouldn't. Never mind. Have fun. Have fun out there. Good evening, Carla. Jen, I hope you have fun. You're behind me, aren't you? Like an hour behind or something like that? 2 hours behind, something like that. No drinks. So what do you guys want to talk about? What do we want to talk about today? What's on your mind? What's on your mind? So how do we handle it when we hear or see anything? Like spirit etiquette? Well, you could tell them to leave you alone if you're not in the mood for dealing with the spirit. Just tell them to leave me alone. So, I mean, you can tell them, let me get some sleep. Don't wake me up in the middle of sleep, Hello, Fry King. Who sang that song again? Talk about your love life. What part of your love life? You were just going through birth charts. What do you use if you don't know the time of birth? I usually use noon. Some people use sunrise, so they use like 6 a.m. I use noon, but I don't do you got to keep in mind that that the rising sign and the houses will not be accurate. So so those won't be accurate. So you'll just have to keep that in mind. But I usually use noon. Uh-oh, flying cards. So talking about spirits, Candy, like, are you wanting to tell the spirit to go away, or are you wanting to tell the spirit to work with you, to talk with you? Like, what do you want the spirit to do? Scram, skedaddle, and not scare you and the kids? What were you trying to tell them? Like, leave me alone? Leave me alone. You were feeling some heavy sexual energy last night, and you were restless. It could have been related to the moon, because moon energy can sometimes do that to you. How's everyone's energy after doing the meditation the other night? Yeah, I'd like to know that too. How's everybody's energy after the meditation? The astral sanctuary meditation. You found your baby bracelet and found out your birth time was wrong, and you're actually Virgo rising. Oh. You know yours, just not the others. Yeah, if you don't know the other person's, use noon. That's what I normally do. People use 6 a.m., but I don't know. I prefer noon. It's just me. I guess just figure out. Let's see. Oh, I couldn't read it, Candy. I'll have to read it later. You got a date tomorrow night. You're nervous about impressing a girl. Supposedly she's a little wild, so you're not sure. Well, don't try to impress her. Just be yourself. Just be yourself. Because, I mean, women know when you're trying to impress them. So just be yourself. Besides, she might not be looking for a guy that's like her, so just be yourself. Just be yourself. Always just be yourself. You felt great after the meditation. You did some research. It was a Viking helmet your guide was wearing. Oh, cool. Cool. Yeah. I like that. You should start looking at the Norse runes then. The Norse rune readings that I did on Instagram. Check those out with the Elder Futhark. Futhark. They were close by. I may have my other ones close by actually. Yeah, yeah, Valentina. No, never worry about impressing a girl. For all of those ladies and gents that are like worried about like the fact that you've gained quarantine weight, don't worry about that either. If somebody doesn't like you because of that, they're not worth it. But always just be yourself in general because you want somebody to like you for you. It would be horrible to like try to impress somebody and they like you for the person you were being trying to impress them. And then when they get to know you, you might not even like them if they were doing the same thing. So, eye twitching when you're in meditation. So I always tell people just be you. Just be you. And be thankful she's not a psychic. Anybody who goes on a date with like me or with Dab is in trouble. Uh, yeah, everybody got hit with quarantine weight. I hear people are so afraid to like ask out somebody because they gained weight during quarantine or to go out with somebody because they gained weight during quarantine. And I mean, it is what it is. People are gonna like fluctuate in weight all the time. Who cares? Yeah. You read those with the North Node in Libra in the fifth house were likely warriors in a past life. Yeah, Tara, um, I, okay. I'll get to that in a minute, Tara. The past life thing. I'll get to that in a second. Yeah, I agree, Keisha. It's like I just rather a guy be himself entirely. Deb was fun. Deb was funny. She said we scare them. We most certainly do. We freak them out. Like, yeah, you don't want to go on a date with a psychic. It could be scary. Oh. So the Empress, the eye twitching, my eyes, when I'm in meditation, my eyes will literally go back and forth and, kind of go a little bit nutty. Also, when a spirit is nearby trying to give me a message, sometimes my eyes like flutter. And so I can't explain it, but they flutter. And what you guys don't see, like when I'm shuffling and you see the hands view, and I'm asking spirits to tell me when to stop, they tell me when to stop by making my eyes flutter. My eyes go nutty. And so D um the D Empress, not D Lee. So they originally said that was an ancestral thing because my cousin does that too. And so it appears to be some sort of Celtic ancestral thing associated with shamanism. So if you're having that when you're meditating, it could be that you have a shamanic um, ancestor. Let me turn to live chat. It's kind of weird. It's like my eyes literally like they go nutty. They like go nutty. Sometimes they'll roll back. Well, also, Keisha, you're also a Scorpio, so you have kind of high standards too. Not that the rest of us don't have high standards. It's just you guys have very strong, strong ideas of what is the standard for you, you know? So you messaged your Scorpio for Father's Day and he responded, "Yay!" Yay. When we were in the cosmos, you didn't know whether it was first person or 3D. It's however it was going to be for you. Does that make sense? Scorpio Moon, Alice, I have a Scorpio Moon too, and we're not as rigid on that sort of thing as a Scorpio Sun. Um, it's just, not super rigid on that. However, we have a lot of traits of the Scorpio Sun. We just manifest it differently. So it's more kind of internal, like the stuff that they're able to be strong enough to voice, so we keep internally. And we don't have that strength to kind of voice it, like a Scorpio Sun does. So, but we still feel the same thing. So that's kind of interesting. Yeah, Fry Guy, like however you see it when you're there is how you're supposed to see it. So, and if you're a gamer, first person or third person view would be like an instant switch. It's like, which way am I supposed to see things? You know what I mean? So I don't know if you're a gamer. Maybe you do gaming. So, do certain retrogrades make your intuition sharper than others? Um, I think that kind of depends on all the planets, really, like what sign it's in, when it does go retrograde, and how it equates to your chart. Yeah, you keep switching back and forth, probably like you do when you game, right? That's it. That's perfectly acceptable. It's perfectly acceptable when you're in meditation to do that, because there's nothing wrong about how you view things and experience things when you're in meditation. Because what's right for you will be right for, might be different for somebody else. So, yeah. Hello, Jeffrey. I can't Fry Guy. I can't do first person shooters. I gotta be that third person view. I can't I can't be that up close and to the screen. It makes me sick. um, the day you were born, yeah, it can, like the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yep. Your Mars is in Aries, just like mine is. Yeah. Yeah. And so my Mars was in Aries as well. So I've experienced Mars retrograde in a very beautiful way, Keisha. Like it's been very good. I mean, there's been a little bit of chaos. I mean, there was troll chaos the other day, um but Mars retrograde has actually been pretty good for me. So it's probably been pretty good for you too, Keisha. So it's kind of important to pay attention to that sort of thing. Like Mars retrograde and Aries typically would not be as great for somebody who's water or earth in their Mars. So your Mars is in Aries too, but you've been doubting your intuition. Yeah, and so that's probably something related to your individual charts. Does that make sense? Why does your intuition always tell you to give more but doesn't show you how to manifest? Um, Sometimes that's because we have to figure that out on our own. Like, I know it sounds really crazy, but it's like spirit will leave you on your own to do things on your own, right? But if you need help with something like that, if you ask spirit for help, they will give you help. Does that make sense? And so they will help you with that sort of thing. Thank you very much, Dee. Thank you very much. They did a really wonderful job the other day. It was tough, wasn't it? There was 450 of them in the channel. Like as quick as we could get them blocked, they were coming back in. So so if you guys weren't in this morning's live, the way I planned for us to handle the trolls going forward is that you guys have the ability to turn off live chat, right? So if we get another troll attack like that, the mods are going to stay in, try to deal with it in chat, and then I'm going to turn chat off. You guys turn chat off, and we'll just keep going. Because if we keep going, the trolls get bored and they move on. So they like to get you go. They were having fun making fun of my laugh too, so they were looking for anything they could. So that's how we're going to handle it from now on. All right, guys. So if that does happen, just remember, turn off live chat. I'll keep reading, and then we'll come back to it later. If we can. If they're still in later, we'll just disconnect when we're done. So glad you caught me live. You're never on here when trolls comment, but can't wait to catch one. Well, we had 450 you could have caught. 450. 450. That was crazy. That was crazy. I saw the recording of his attack on my channel. It was a little ridiculous. uh, you warned your other reader, your friend of that. Okay, cool, cool. Good. Tess! 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 Virtual hug! Tess, Tess, Tess! Tess! I've missed you, Tess! Aries Fairy Warrior called you to tell you that I ask about you all the time. About the same time you meant to reach out. Oh my gosh, it's so cool. How are you, Tess? So we have a lot of new faces in here. Only a few of them would probably remember who you are, Tess. Keisha, you probably remember Keisha. Who else was around then, Keisha? Candy was around then as Lady Aphrodite. So she's in here somewhere. I saw Joe Poole, put a like on the Facebook page the other day. So Joe's still around somewhere. But how are you? How are you? I'm so happy to see you. Tess is one of my first moderators. She's amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Jen was around then but didn't speak up. You remember Tess. Cool, cool. Has life been treating you kind? Has everything been going well? That sort of thing. Every once in a while, everybody's like, have you seen Tess? Have you heard from Tess? I'm like, no, where is she? I figured you'd be around at some point. I know you had a lot going on a while back, so. You missed the troll attack, Tess. We had a troll attack this week. A big bad one, too. It was crazy, crazy. Do you remember when you did light language, Tess? That helped me so much. It's crazy. It was like the trigger catalyst for me balancing my heart chakra. And it was like exceedingly, exceedingly needed. It was amazing. Utterly amazing. You just found a big feather at your front door? Oh my goodness. Who was it that got the feathers this morning? Somebody got feathers this morning. Do you remember which one? Dating during COVID. I've like cut off dating for a while. Except for it's possible I might have gone out on a date tonight. We'll leave it at that. That troll attack was crazy. Yeah, they hit. I think it was 3 tarot channels. They hit 3 tarot channels and about 4 or 5 other channels as well. They claimed it was their psychic attack, but yeah, I think it was only 3 of us. You've been blessed. Awesome, awesome. I'm so glad to hear that. So glad to hear that, Tess. So you see tons of new names. So you guys are Tess is a Pisces. Team Pisces. Um, you missed an opportunity to bounce 450. 450 of them, Tess. 450 all at once. So we got them in waves of about 100 at a time. And as soon as a couple would drop out, a few would drop in. So, yeah, it went on for 25 minutes. 25 minutes. So, Tess, we've been doing a couple meditations up on the channel. I don't know if you saw them or not. We did a twin flame one on Sunday. We're going to do another twin flame one this Sunday. And that's funny, Jen. That's hilarious. Hey, Super Rockin'. Hey, Super Rockin'. And we did a meet your spirit guide and create your astral sanctuary guided meditation on Wednesday. So I've added those in, so that's kind of new. That wasn't around before when you were up here. Everything else is pretty much the same, the same. Yes, yes. Oh, it massively opened up the heart chakra. And so, and I mean, it was definitely heart chakra work. And of course, when you first do chakra work, it's a little bit overwhelming. But it helped me to work through the last of my twin flame triggers. So it was exactly what I needed. Exactly. And so they will process that stuff. And then Spirit threw a curveball and threw some divine masculine energy at me. And I dealt with that. And I'm doing wonderful ever since. But it was all started from the light language, I think. Because I had done a lot on my own, but I didn't realize just how blocked it was until then. So it was really, really good. Really good. Now it's funny that you would log in tonight, Tess, back when you were modding a lot, there was always those orbs, right? And so in my new place, you see my walls are all white and my couch is white and everything. So like you can never see orbs. But then tonight, for some reason, there was orbs over here, and then this funky the energy's still a little bit whacked here, but not as bad as it was earlier. So it's like there's definitely, I still feel the heat though. There's still heat here. So there's definitely something there. Someone here. So what do you guys want to talk about? Anything? Fry Guy, what games do you play? What video games? You want me to talk about my twin flame stuff? I can do that. Poor Drew's probably mortified every time I talk about it. Have you ever seen any spirits or ghosts in your lifetime? Several. Yep. Ever since I was little. I've turned them off mostly though. Mostly now I just feel them or hear them. Um, like I feel presences in here with me now, and there was presences in here with me earlier. Pretty much, there's always spirits around me somewhere. Destiny or Black Desert? Okay, cool. My son Tank just started playing Destiny. I don't know if you've talked to Tank on here. Allison wants to know what video games you play. Um, you've seen I'm changing things up. Yeah. Oh, cool. Oh, Debbie and I both thank you for that, Tess. Thank you. Thank you. Um, I play Forza. I play Forza, Elder Scrolls, and I'm really hooked on this stupid little game. I say stupid. It's an RTS game, so it like I can spend like 5 minutes on it, and then I'm like done, and I could go back to work. You know, that sort of thing. Um, Rise of Kingdoms. I actually thought about doing a gaming channel too on the side. I was like, maybe. Yay. Yay, yay. So, what part, um, Carl, who was it that's Queen, what part of the twin flame journey would you want to hear about? Tess, you made my day coming in here tonight. And I just find it so interesting that you would come in and there's something here. Like, where did it go? It's still here. I still feel the heat. Maybe it's at night. Yeah. Well, he's just a Scorpio and they're private. But by now he should know that I'm not. So that is what it is. When is the next full moon? That's a good question. That's a good question. So I can talk about anything associated with that, Queen. What are you guys struggling with on the twin flame journey? Because I mean, I feel like that's my mission. So it is what it is. Let's see, full moon, full moon. Let me put my little lunar calendar. The moon is currently in Libra for you Libras. Excuse me. Looks like the first. No, that was our most recent one. Hold on. That's September. October. Here we go. September 30th. October 1st. Right here. October 1st is the next full moon. Let's see if it says what time. Does not. Does not say what time. Hardest part is accepting not being together. What I did to get through the heartbreak. Okay. Uh, DI, what's your question, dear? You wish you know if he sees the same sign. Okay, I can talk about that too. Signs. So signs, third party situations with TFs. Yeah, let me know if the Tin Man moves. If he moves, then we know that like that spirit might not be too great if he's moving stuff around. Yeah. I mean I still feel the heat. There's like a ton of heat back here. It's crazy. And I still see it on the thingy. So let's talk about signs because that's the easy one. We'll get right back to the third party situation with regards to twins. Okay, so do they see the same signs and synchronicities? Yes and no. So they do see signs and symbols like you have. You say to wait and not let them know. Yeah, but if they are waiting for you to, it won't always be that way. It won't always be that way. So one of you will end up expressing it. And so if you resonate with the divine feminine energy, then you're likely the one who should not be saying anything during a mini read. um, well, you guys could be soulmates because soulmates and twin flames do, they both kind of come up in readings very, very similar. So I'll get back to that here in just a second. So sign symbol synchronicities. Yes, the other person sees them as well, but they'll see stuff like that's related to for them that's related to you, right? Like I always see my twin's birthday, so I'm guessing he probably sees my birthday places. Um, you know, so that's one, but he may not. He may not see my birthday. He may see people with my name or people who look like me or something like that. Um, I often, you know, I often have thought about like the different signs and symbols that the opposing twin would, see, feel, hear, and it varies for everybody because everybody reacts in different ways and everybody has different memories and everybody has different triggers that remind them of that person. Like, I mean, it could be the smell of somebody's perfume or cologne. You smell it everywhere you go, kind of thing. Or, they may see like your apartment number or your home number or something like that. You know what I mean? A lot of people fit the divine feminine as a guy, super rockin'. We have several guys up on here who fit the divine feminine um, aspect. And it'll switch eventually. You'll be the DM at some point, and they'll be the DF. So it very well could be. It very well could be right here. Yeah, very well could be. Um, Especially because we were talking about Vikings a little while ago, Viking helmets and stuff like that. So yeah, it's very possible. um, so they'll see signs that will be, important to them to remind them, but there's not an absence of signs with the twin flame union. It's whether or not they wish to acknowledge them. I remember I was out with one of my friends for her birthday, right? And we were kind of like hopping around to a couple different places, seeing a whole bunch of people she knew, right? And so toward the end of the evening, there was only a few of us there, and this one guy started talking to her about, always seeing 1111. He's like, "Why do I always see 1111?" And she's like, "Well, you need to ask Kimmy because that's her that's her field of expertise." And I said, "Well, do you think you have a twin flame?" And he goes, "Oh, do not talk to me about twin flames anymore." So he apparently had been seeing 1111 all the time, and he was what would be the twin flame runner, right? And so he did have a twin flame person he was trying to like get away from because he was overwhelmed by their connection. And so, so I've actually heard directly from a DM, exactly the sort of thing that they were going through. So, um, so it'll be different for everybody, but both sides will see them. Both sides will. So you will also see signs and symbols for soulmates too. So just to be aware, like, if you see somebody's name a lot, or you see things that remind you of a specific person, it could be a soulmate. That happens a lot often as well. All right, so does that answer your question on the signs and symbols synchronicity stuff? They won't necessarily see them at the same time as you. So it'll be more like you see a sign and then telepathically it sends a trigger to them, right? And then that twin is kind of on high alert for signs as well. And then they end up seeing a sign later. It's like, kind of works like that. We'll get back to that in a minute too, Heather. Yeah, the mind is a very powerful thing. The mind is a very, very powerful thing. And, if you tell yourself that bad things around you are always going to keep happening, and they will, you're going to be putting that out into the universe, that's the bad things that you're expecting to happen. So that something to be cautious of. So now, Queen, you were asking about the third party thing. Once you asked Spirit for a sign and then he immediately texted you, I love you. I wish, I would love to get that I love you text. Ding, Kimmy. I love you. That would be amazing. That would be amazing. I bet you were like smiling your whole day through after you got that text. That's amazing. So somebody asked about the whole third party thing and like how I handled the third party thing. So it wasn't you, it was Kenna? Was it Kenna? Oh, now I just said that and my mom just sent me a text that said, missing you, love you from my mama. I just said that and Spirit answered by sending me my mama. My mama literally just sent me a text and said, miss you, love you, and asked me if I was okay. I'll respond later. She'll be all right. All right, Spirit. I'll be happy with the love of my life that I have everywhere else for right now. Um, so who asked about the third party thing? Yeah, exactly, Jen. I need to be specific. Spirit, I would love an I love you text from my twin. I have always told you to be specific, haven't I? But that would have been like really cool if it had been the twin and then like I could have like stopped and said, whoa, wait a minute. Y'all would have loved that. That would have been cool. So anyway, somebody asked about the third party thing. I can't remember. Was it Ken? It wasn't Queen, but it started with a K. Was it Kenna? Carla? Carla or Kenna? I probably would have like turned white as a ghost. Y'all would have seen me like, what? What? What did I just see come through? Yeah, y'all would have been like, something's wrong with Kimmy. So so speaking of third party, Lion King was telling a girl she wasn't in a TF relationship because the guy is married, because saying she's delusional. Oh, that's ridiculous. Well, okay, so the Leo King can be he has strong opinions, and that's okay. We all do. And I'd say like you would have to be in a twin flame connection to understand the twin flame connection. So there are twins that are dealing with somebody who's married. It doesn't make that twin delusional. It doesn't make that twin wrong. It doesn't make that twin, a bad person. It is what it is. Oftentimes, twins will go and marry somebody else, and eventually they come back around when they've divorced and realize they're not with their person. You know what I mean? And so, if somebody, if you know that person that he said that to, like if you know that person, personally, I'd try to like make her feel a little bit better because that was some really bad advice. But because it happens. It just happens. Hey, Bobby, thank you. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It just happens, I mean, you can't help who you love. And in the twin flame journey, sometimes we go off in a different direction because we have to learn a life lesson. And for some people, that is getting married to somebody else. So for those of you that are dealing with a twin in a third party, I'll let y'all greet Bobby. So Tess, Bobby is Tess status. So like, remember when you used to log in all the time, everybody would be like, Tess, 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 Tess. Now, when Bobby logs in, it's Bobby, Bobby, Bobby. So you and Bobby have the same sort of like, dynamic personality. So Bobby, meet Tess. Tess, meet Bobby. Well, have fun outside. Have fun out and about. Have fun out and about. Enjoy your night out. Um, so oftentimes because of the telepathic connection, you may feel your twin is in another relationship before they ever tell you they're in a relationship with somebody because of the telepathic aspect. Now, if you are in a twin flame connection, you have to expect that that is going to happen. And I'm not telling you to be okay with it. I'm just saying you need to expect it's going to happen. It usually happens in the majority of twin flame connections. Somebody ends up dating somebody else, learning a life lesson before they come back. Sometimes if somebody's too much in the ego, never wants to take a look at things, they go back and forth and back and forth. So just expect if you're in that situation that it's part of the journey. Now, I don't say that to make you feel dreadful or make you feel as if you're not worthy or anything like that, because that's not what this sort of third party situation is about. It's about the fact that your twin has to learn a lesson to make a change in themselves that they can't learn with you. Because if they learned it with you, that could be exceedingly damaging. Plus, you guys are one soul. Sometimes it's the lesson they need to learn for both of you. So both of you need to learn that. You've helped me so much, Kimmy, and I appreciate you. Keisha, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much, dear. That is very, very, very sweet. I really appreciate the generous donation. I really appreciate that, honey. I do. Thank you so very much, Keisha. That was very sweet. Extremely good blessing. Thank you so much. I'm just gonna pause and reflect on that a minute. Keisha, I mean, we've been through a lot, like both your life and my life over the past 2 years, and so I really appreciate you, dear. Thank you very much. 222 is one of the many, many, many signs. They have several different meanings. So I'd look up 222 angel number and see which aspect of the 222 resonates with you at the time. Because sometimes one of the other meanings will mean something to you at another point in time. So oh, Tess, you being here is just amazing. Gosh, I mean, you and Keisha just made my night tonight. Thank you very much. Um, so, so the interesting part about the soulmate stuff, Super Rock, and you see a lot of similar type of situations, but the nice part about a soulmate, though, is that you're not going to go through life lessons for years and years and years with a soulmate. You do eventually find a way to, either work things out or you've learned your lesson and you're able to cut the cord there and move on. And so that's the beauty of a soulmate connection. You don't feel that inability to eventually move on if that's the case. You will eventually come to a point where you can always just talk about things, which is really good. Um, so when your twin is in a third party, it can be overwhelming at first, right? It can be overwhelming at first. So um, I knew my twin was involved with another person by a conversation he and I had. There was something different about the conversation, and I just knew. Like I didn't see anything. I hadn't heard anything at that point. I just knew. And then all I wanted to do was run out of state. So for you twins that are dealing with this, I'm not saying it's super easy. I'm not saying it's super easy. I literally wanted to move out of state. I looked at places out of state. I wanted to get as far away from him as I possibly could. um, and in that, apparently, I triggered my twin. Um, which wasn't good of me. And so I almost came to the point where I was getting ready to line up all the different apartments I was going to go to, right? And when I went to Florida, because I had decided I was going to Florida at that point, I was trying to decide between like several different cities that were close by, you know, just in case things figured themselves out. And I ended up looking in Florida. And that was when, I don't know if you guys, heard the story, but I was sitting there on the couch and I was just, so tired looking at all this stuff. And you could write a book about your TF. Yes, it is exhausting. And so I was sitting there and I was feeling really lousy, right? And so my friend from high school had posted her view going into Charlotte to work. She lives like 45 minutes away. And so she posted a picture of her view, and I was thinking she was just posting buildings of uptown, right? And then it turned out that the picture she posted was the sunrise with my twins' apartment building as the main focal point of her picture. And she didn't know that. As my high school friend, she wouldn't have had any way of knowing what building she was taking a picture of, especially because she didn't live in the downtown area. So I was, making my list of where to go when I go to Florida, and that popped up on my Instagram, and I was like, all right, I guess I'm not supposed to go anywhere. And so at the very bottom of the picture, and I saved it, the very bottom of the picture, it had a sign that said wrong way on it. Like, as if that could not have been more of a spirit tap on my shoulder to say, you're going the wrong way, Kimmy, by looking in Florida. Because I literally had looked all day long in Florida. And so I chose not to listen to spirit, right? I chose to say, all right, spirit, whatever. And um, so I happened to be sitting there on the couch. Oh, it gets more interesting. This is all about me moving when my twin was dating someone else. So I'm not telling you it's easy. I'm just telling you spirit's not going to let you sit and sulk in this sense of woe is me for too long. Does that make sense? So, because that's not what the journey's about. The journey's about connectedness, togetherness, regardless of the distance. So what happened after that, same day, a little bit later, I ignored the picture a little bit later, and so I'm on my phone, right? And up pops this thing of Ellen being serenaded for her birthday by Justin Bieber. I'm not a Justin Bieber fan and I don't watch Ellen, but I thought that is so sweet. It's just the sweet and nice thing that I need to see today because I was feeling lousy. So I start watching it, and Justin Bieber takes this guitar out from behind the chair he's sitting in, and it's covered in stickers with my twin's name. My twin's first name was covered all over this guitar. Everywhere. Everywhere on this guitar, y'all. And I sat there and went, okay, Spirit, I understand. I'm not moving. I will stay right where I'm at. Yeah, you remember that. Yeah, it was crazy. Like everywhere on his guitar. And when I say everywhere, I'm talking everywhere. It was all over this part of the guitar, and then it was also at the very, very top of the guitar, plastered with stickers in his name. And I literally sat there going, and like I said, I wasn't a Justin Bieber fan other than, a couple songs. And I just don't watch Ellen. I don't watch TV. It's not against Ellen. I just don't watch TV. Except for during quarantine. And so I about died. No, my twin is not a Bieber fan. And so about an hour after that, I turned the TV on, and the news says, we'll come right back after this commercial break. And boom, they show a picture of my twin's apartment building yet again. So I got 3 signs in that day not to move. So you can try to run from your twin. But if it's really your twin, Spirit's going to say, where the heck are you going? Get your arse back to where you were supposed to be. And don't you even think about leaving that twin. Spirit will like beat you over the head with it until you get it right. And so when you come to that realization that it's that kind of destiny, it's that kind of meant to be sort of thing, it's easier to not worry about the third party. Does that make sense? It just becomes easier not to worry about the other person. Yeah, everything comes in threes, exactly. Exactly. It's just, and so I looked at it from a different standpoint, I mean, I could have looked at it as, why was she better than me? Why did he choose her over me? That sort of thing. I could have done that, but instead, I acknowledged my anger for a short period of time. Bye, Super Rockin'. I acknowledged my anger for that short period of time. And then I looked at her through the eyes of somebody else, like if my purpose was to stay here for my twin, then she too had a purpose. And if she also had a purpose, then I need to consider her somebody that's on my side, even if she doesn't know me or does know who I am and hates me. It just doesn't matter. She's still my ally because she's with my twin. She's with me, basically. So it's hard. It's hard. Third party has a soul contract to teach him a lesson. Exactly. Exactly. Have you tried reaching out to him? Yes, a couple times, but not with anything that required him to contact me back. I sent him a news article that was relevant to him, and I told him about the 2-year anniversary of the channel. That was about it. I haven't talked to him since April, I think. So. Yeah, the thorn in your side. It's kind of like the pebble in your shoe. Yeah. Sorry, but he's not the thorn in your side, Tara, and he's not the pebble in your shoe. Yeah, yeah. Did it affect a certain chakra point for you? Um, Not really. Um, by the time all this happened, I had already done a ton of work on me, going through the different triggers and stuff like that. So not really, ultimately, but it did help me to realize that, one thing I did realize when that happened was that I no longer had a jealousy problem. Like I had a really bad jealousy problem before that. And but I wasn't feeling jealousy about him being with the third party. I was feeling sadness, so it was different. And so I realized that should you stay or should you go? Oh my gosh, that relates to my twin, the should I stay, should I go song. Um, hold on. um, it was more of a recognition of the fact that I'd done the work that I needed to do and I had come a long way. So I'm not so sure that it was a specific chakra at that point because I'd already come to a point of balance. It was just something I needed to mentally, process and deal with. I think spirit, kind of allowed me to go through that to help me to see that when I did process my jealousy issues and deal with them, that I really did get past them, right? And so, um, if you were triggered, like, if you were really, really, really deeply triggered and wounded, any super, super deep triggers, I immediately go to root, sacral, and solar plexus chakra before ever hitting the heart chakra. So, I mean, if it's a deep, deep, deep wound, it may actually be a wound you were triggered by that has to do with another person and not your twin. So, if you really, really dig deep, you may find that the trigger and that kind of sense of what you're dealing with actually was from somebody else. Um, Yeah, exactly. Good for you, Jen. Good job. You did that 72-hour sign and you didn't receive a sign. I think, yeah, well, yours definitely, I think it's a twin, is Keisha, especially with the amount of time. Like, definitely seems like a twin. How do you stop crying? Well, you stop crying by working on those chakras, working on coming to a point of balance, looking at the triggers and figuring out what's making you cry. Because, in the twin flame connection, if you really look deep, right? Okay, let's talk about this. If you really look deep, your twin's actions are just actions. How you are feeling is your reaction to their actions, right? And if you react in a very strong way, like crying a lot, which my heart goes out to you, absolutely. I can tell you, I spent numerous days crying myself to sleep, numerous. But it was after I came to the realization that I couldn't live like that any longer. Like I couldn't allow the sadness and the feeling of loss and the intensity of those emotions to prevent me from getting up and living life, right? So when I finally came to that realization that I couldn't allow that any longer, life was too short to allow my life to be ruled by these deep emotions. That was when I started saying, all right, and I don't know, maybe it's because of my age and the experiences I've had in my life, but I was able to take a look at those things, those individual things. It's like, okay, so why am I crying today? What is it that I'm crying about? What action did he take that made me react in that way, right? And when I could figure out what it was that was making me react in that way, then I could see how it actually equated to somebody else. Not him at all. It was somebody else from the past, And then I kept digging and digging and digging until I found the initial catalyst of those things and I worked on those. And so it's, you're going to cry. You're going to lose a lot of sleep. You're going to feel hurt. But that's not what spirit wants for you. That's not what you wanted before you came into this world. That's not what you and your twin agreed upon. You agreed to work on those things that needed to be healed from your past lives, that needed to be, dealt with so that you guys could get on with your mission of doing some sort of wonderful thing for humanity, right? And so, good night, Jen. Have fun. So the the pain, the wounding, the crying, the rocking yourself, in the dark, holding yourself, trying to deal with whatever you're feeling, your twin doesn't want that for you. And neither do you. So acknowledge the feeling, acknowledge how you're feeling, but get strongly to work on trying to figure out why to overcome it, you know? If you guys didn't see your sign in a couple days, just ask them to show it to you regardless. So you'll know when they show it to you that it was the right thing. Ask them to show you a sign for if he is and if he isn't. So you give them two signs to show you so that you'll know. Because sometimes timing with spirit is different than timing with us, right? So you're still struggling on working yourself, but have to remind yourself that you're still very young and have a long journey ahead of you. Yes, yes, yes. Well, yeah, I know. Sometimes that sadness about no communication and that sadness about a third party is because we have to learn to be independent on our own. And a lot of divine feminines have to learn that. A lot of divine feminines have to, connect with that shall we say, disconnect from any kind of codependency issues. And so, even if you didn't think you had a codependency issue, there's a need for the divine feminine, whether they're male or female, to come to that point where there's a wholeness in being by yourself. And in that state, you can also connect to your twin without them being next to you. And so, maybe trying to get that telepathic connection going, Alice, would help you. If we can figure out how to get telepathic connection to be something you recognize, that would help you a lot. So bye, Valentina. Or Valentine. It's Valentine. Age different doesn't necessarily have to do with the separation, but the majority of twin flames are about somewhere between the 10 and 20-year age gap difference. There are some twin flames that are in the 5 to 10 as well, and in the 20 to 25 year, but the majority of them tend to be in that 10 to 20-year age gap. You see his you see his car next door. Uh, Now, see, that's wonderful, Alice. So if you're dreaming about him every night, that tells me that you do have some clairvoyance, if you can see that. And so with that sense of clairvoyance, you should be able to develop it on in the waking hours as well. And that may help you a lot. I mean, like I'm not going to lie, I have a really lovely blessing that I can feel my twin telepathically on a physical level when he's thinking about me or when he's sending, his energy, whether he's aware of it or not. So it helps. That helps, certainly. His dad came through a spirit reading and thanked you for helping his son get through his stabilization period. Oh, I love that. That is so awesome, Tammy. Oh my goodness. How utterly beautiful. How utterly beautiful. You've been rejecting your dreams? Hold on one second. I'm going to have to grab my Diet Mountain Dew bottle here in a second. Dreams are awesome. Like, you just don't want to come out of the dream. It's like, just let me stay here. Let me get back to my twin. Let me go back to sleep. Let me go back to my twin. If he's your twin, Alice, you are on his mind. You can rest assured of that. Excellent. Excellent. That's fantastic, Dee. So I hope all that helped y'all. I feel like I kind of like was talking in a circle, but hopefully that will help. Yeah, I get that, Fry King. That is hard to tell the difference between that. That might be your own fears, Alice. Might be your fears kind of creeping in there as well. Hi, Gina. Oh, now all of a sudden you guys all text at the same time. I have to scroll. All right. When you're in separation, you had a dream you saw him on the street and then ran into him later in the morning in real life. Oh, cool, cool. Uh-oh, you and the Leo had a huge blow up. Well, the Leo female, right? Like control issues again? Hello, Greg. Thank you. That was a very sweet message, Greg. Thank you. Well, you probably will. Leos have trouble disconnecting from people. I should know. I have a Leo ex-husband that still wears his wedding ring. So, um, and we've been divorced for a few years. Should you ignore your twin for him to make a choice? Okay, well, define ignore. Are you two in communication now? Because if you're in communication now, don't break communication. If you're currently not in communication, then just live your life and don't worry about it at present. Bye, Keisha. Debbie, you're hilarious. You text and call each other. Yeah, then don't, is it a two-way conversation? If it's a two-way conversation, don't cut it off. Don't cut off communication. You want communication going. But you still need to live your life. Like you can't let the twin flame journey stop you from living your life. It's not meant to be that hard. It's not meant to be that damaging. So already rejected. All right. Well then, oh, you were already rejected by Greg. Greg, take it. Oh, Deb, already rejected. uh, that's funny. You know she's just playing, Greg. You always see your twin flame in others. That's cool. Like, do you see their face? Like that's what we were talking about signs. Greg, do you identify with the divine feminine or the divine masculine? Because you know, male or female could be either. Is there a purpose for twin flames? Yes, there is. um, there is a purpose for twin flames. Each twin flame has an individual mission, and twin flames together have a mission together. Um, okay, gotcha. I was wondering if the divine masculine, because I was talking earlier about the divine masculines may see like you looking like other people looking like you, that sort of thing. Oh, but that's definitely divine feminine sign as well. So each set of twins has a different mission altogether. You know, like me and my twin are both intense people. I'm more open about that intensity. He's more small social circle, well, large social circle, intensity to him. But like that intensity allows me to be here in front of you guys because I don't care what people think about me. It doesn't matter. I just want to help people. So So, each set of twin has like a different set of skills, a different set of traits that will help them in their particular journey to reach certain people that will resonate more with them. Now, the mission could be something entirely different. There's a few twin flame connections that are out there that are, writing books that have channels. But then there's others that are doing things, for the community and for, the world at large. So it really depends on the connection, but there's always a purpose. There's always a mission. So even they agree outside. I don't know if you can hear them. You see your TF in physical and mental. Pisces, Sun, Gemini, Moon. Yeah, so Pisces being old souls. I see so many Pisces with twin flames. Kimmy, if you're interested in someone, do you invest yourself in them or fear you may break their heart if TF comes back? Okay, well, I have broken a couple hearts, so it's kind of damaging. So that's a really good question. Let's talk about that one for a minute. So you have to continue to live your life, right? If your twin flame comes back and you happen to be dating somebody, and are invested in that person, then there may be a life lesson you have to learn with that person. So then the roles become reversed, right? It's better if both twins can get on the same page at the same time, but that really depends on how much work each twin is willing to put in. So let's say, for instance, Alice, you don't address the things that are. It was Alice that asked me that, right? Was it Alice? If you don't address like the things that are making you feel these really intense emotions, and your twin were to come back, you may actually turn around and you might be the one who runs because you haven't done the work on yourself. And so that's why it's so important to take a pause when you're in the tough emotions and try to figure out, how to move past them. And so it's super, super, super important. Pisces is a rainbow of all the other signs, in your opinion. I agree with you on that, Greg, entirely. Entirely. We're a mix of all of them. A beautiful, wonderful mix of all the signs. Somebody got mad at me for saying that once. Not too long ago, as a matter of fact. I don't remember who it was. Apparently, I wasn't bothered by it, or else I'd remember. But yeah, we're a mix of all 12 signs. A delightful mix of all 12 signs. But I feel bad for the people who like do get romantically involved with us because they don't know if they're getting a Pisces one day or an Aries or a Virgo or a Leo or a Scorpio or a Capricorn or a Saggy. Like, who are we going to be in 1 minute or the next? We are like a mix of it all. So, yeah. I read somewhere, I think it was Linda Goodman. You guys familiar with Linda Goodman's Love Signs? I read it, oh gosh, like 95, 96, I guess, 1995, 96. And I remember her saying something about somebody being, I think it was Virgo not understanding Pisces, right? That Virgo doesn't quite understand Pisces because one day the fish becomes, such and such a sign, and the next day the fish becomes such and such a sign. And so it was just like that, like 3 or 4 lines in Linda Goodman's book, like really stuck out to me. Yeah, yeah. Let's see, what did Fry King say? Big long one. Huh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, Fry Guy. Fry King. Why do I keep calling you Fry Guy? Is there like a cartoon named Fry Guy or something? Because every time I see it, I go to call you Fry Guy rather than Fry King. So, so you guys have any more questions? Any more questions? McDonald's Fry Guy. Yeah, but he has a fry with a Y, with an E at the end, which sounds like medieval, you know? So, Fry Guy is from McDonald's? Okay. Huh. You do have an E at the end, right? No, it's an extra Y. All right. I kept thinking it was an E, like you know, like you'd see it like the Renaissance Festival, you know? Get your fries with it, like having it with an E at the end, and an old with an E at the end. There is a cartoon, but you won't say, "Oh, so it must be a bad cartoon." Yeah, don't. If it's a bad cartoon, don't talk about it here. Don't get me in trouble with YouTube. Who came up with the concept of twin flames? That's a good question. I don't know. Um, I don't know. I don't know where that all began. And you know, I look at the one thing that concerns me about twin flames, right? And especially as working with twins is I don't want anybody sitting in an energy of confusion if they're not in a twin flame connection, right? Because if you're not in a twin flame connection, but it's mimicking one, then, you know, it mimicking one can kind of be something that's really, you know, difficult, right? And so back in my early days and Debbie's early days, you know, back when we were young, everybody wanted a soulmate. You know, I want to go meet my soulmate. I have to find me a soulmate. Where can I find my soulmate? And so that was like the big thing, right? So now twin flames become a buzz phrase. You know, everybody's like, oh, I think I found my twin flame. But really, you may be dealing with a soulmate. You could be dealing with a false twin. Or you might just be dealing with a really difficult individual, you know, and um, so I'm not sure where the twin flame concept began or how it came into being in terms of a term. It definitely has to do with quantum entanglement. And quantum entanglement, you know, really indicates, and it's, you know, a physics thing. Quantum entanglement expresses that twin flame situation, right? Where two people, the same soul, can be in two entirely different places. And so twin flames really is very scientific, actually. And so that's a good question. It's a very good question. I don't know. I'm wondering if that. Hmm, it does. It gets overused big time. Well, and that's why I'm like, that's why I prefer to really, really dig in a personal reading. Like, I mean, I can bring out a few cards in a mini read, and what comes out in the mini read, you know, I can read it as it is, but we dig down really, really deep in a personal reading to try to figure it out, you know. I want to see how this person's been treating you, you know, what's going on. Now, for me and my twin, I went beyond the tarot to prove me and my twin flame connection. I wasn't willing to settle for just tarot knowledge. Um, but I'm a geek like that. I'm a geek like that. Like I gotta have the knowledge. I gotta have visual proof. And so, despite my psychic senses, so for me, I had the absolute recognition. He's inside that tin man. So we'll just call him Ken now. We'll just call him. No, he don't like that. um, so I found out you read Arcturians created the twin flame journey. Well, that's interesting. That's very interesting because I originally thought that I might be Arcturian, but turned out I'm from Andromeda originally. So at any rate, I went into meditation. I got absolute proof of that there. I met our shared spirit guide. I met his 5D self, my 5D self, his astral presence along with me. And then I also verified it through our astrological charts, our natal charts, as well as our past life charts. Oh, we were going to talk about the past life thing. Who said past life earlier? Who said something about past lives earlier? So I verified it with the past life charts as well, with AT Man verifying the connection and all that. So I just wasn't willing to accept just a knowledge. You know what I mean? Like I needed more than that. Happy almost equinox. You said Libra. Okay, yes, yes, yes. Okay, so that, yes, Tara. So I've read that too. However, so I've been doing these past life reports for some people. I wanted to see if it was worth putting up on the website, and it's not because they take me about 10 hours. They're not something that I can do like overnight or throw into a computer or anything like that. Like I dig down deep into the actual date and the location and things of that nature. And so in that learning about that karmic astrology, right? That was one of the things they talked about, like from the North Node aspect of things. And, I looked at it kind of askance because once I started really digging into the 18 man reincarnation tables and started, finding these dates and finding information about, different people and whatnot, they didn't always equate to that very thing. So, Tara, it's cool. Hold on to it, yes, but there may actually be more to it than that for your situation. Does that make sense? Good night, D Empress. Did that make sense, Tara? It's like because like I've dug down deep into several past lives for people and it's not quite equated to that for each one. So there may be a lot more to it. And also, if you ever do get into astrology, Tara, the karmic astrology is really, really cool. It's really cool. Can we talk more about a dark, dark night of the soul experience? Where did this come from and how does it happen? Well, dark night of the soul experiences are, to help you deal with karma and deal with life lessons, things of that nature. It's a necessary part of your journey to help you go through some sort of transformation. Some people go through more worse than that. Now, Anna, we talked about this stuff. So I'm going to stop you and don't count it as a dark night of the soul. Go to the sea, my love. Go to the sea. Karmic astrology is so, so, so cool. It really is. It's really neat. So they've got like draconic charts. 18 Man's stuff is really amazing. It's really amazing. His belief about astrology was that the life cycle started at conception and not at the time of birth. So, yep, exactly. It's to help you grow. Yep, yep, and evolve. Yep, necessary part of your journey. It's a necessary part. But not everybody goes through that, though. Not everybody does. Some people go through different aspects, some people than others. So, Trevor Isley. Who's Trevor Isley? Is that an astrologer too? Excuse me, y'all, I have to yawn. I've been working 16 plus hours a day and I'm exhausted. Oh, I don't know the name, so I've never heard of the Trevor person, so I was curious. Heather, necessary evil because sometimes you feel like you're being punished. Yeah, it can feel that way. Willing to turn your emotions is more precise. With the soul being that will that turns the emotions, but willingly to turn your emotions is more precise. Yeah. How about celebrity twin flames who would be considered well-known twins? Um, I don't know actually. Do you guys know any celebrity twin flames? I don't look that up really. I don't look into that. Somebody just recently said they united with their twin, but I don't remember who it was. Well, Bobby left. Is Candy logged in? Candy might know who that was. And who was it that is it Justin Timberlake that did the Mirrors song? Who did Mirrors? Was that Justin Timberlake? I would say him and his gal are probably, oh, I think Gwen and Blake are more soulmates. Yeah, Bobby said somebody was twins. I don't remember who. Um, let's see. Is it Justin Timberlake that did Mirrors? What's his wife's name? It starts with a J too, doesn't it? Justin Timberlake. Oh, Jessica Biel. Justin Timberlake and Jessica Biel are definitely twin flames. Yeah, it was a rapper. Exactly. Morgan Mindy. Debbie. Nanu Nanu. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious, Debbie. Ah, best way to clear negative karma. Well, first figure out what that karma is. Once you figure out what that karma is between you and another person or in general in your life, which you can find in your astrological chart, by the way, once you find out what that karma is, working to do the opposite of that aspect of your chart, like if that aspect of your chart indicates that you have a tendency to be quick to anger, then working on reacting in a more compassionate way That will clear it out. Bieber and Selena. Ah, yeah. Mirrors is Justin Timberlake. Yeah, that's what I thought. Because Mirrors was that song when it came on. It's like it is so twin flamey. I can't play it for you because I would get in trouble from YouTube. But do check it out. Justin Timberlake's Mirrors. Justin Timberlake's Mirrors. And I received a song that a girl wrote just the other day. That was very twin flamey. You guys should check it out. Hold on. Let's see if I can get it. The song is called United. All right. All right, you guys, can you read that? Check out that song. And I'd check out this video, this one, the middle one. All right, that's it's very twin flamey. She wrote the song not with the intent of it being twin flamey, but more of it making an impact on the world regarding, you know, everyone being united, equality, and cultural differences. Lil Wayne's Mirror is the most Gemini song you've ever heard. Yeah, Alice, it says, you are the love of my life. You are the love of my life. That goes on for like 4 minutes listening to Mirrors. It's you are the love of my life. You are the love of my life. I cannot tell you how many times I have sang that stinking song to my twins' picture. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that song's really and the song even like he made a reference about the fact that it was easy coming back to you. Oh, what did he say? Hold on. Yeah, I mean I have sang this song 10 bazillion times. That stupid picture. Hold on. Let me get the lyrics. Justin Timberlake. But I can hear it. Can you, Alice, can you hear it? You are the love of my life. 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 As a motorcycle goes by. Do y'all think that is a coincidence? Oh, if my twin suddenly starts riding a motorcycle, I think I'm gonna scream. All right. So in the Mirror song, Justin Timberlake said, if you ever feel alone and the glare makes me hard to find, just know that I'm always parallel on the other side. So like they're always together, right? Him and his twin flame always together. Let's see. And then there's at one point he says, I don't want to lose you now. I'm looking right at the other half of me. The vacancy that sat in my heart is a space that now you hold. Show me how to fight for you now. And I'll tell you, baby, it was easy coming back here to you once I figured it out. You were right here all along. It's like you're my mirror staring back at me. It couldn't get any bigger with anyone else beside me. And now it's as clear as this promise that we're making, two reflections into one, because it's like you're my mirror staring back at me. And then it goes on and on and on. And then it eventually gets to you are the love of my life. You are the love of my life. And it goes on for like 3 minutes of you are the love of my life. So that is my favorite Twin Flame song, you guys. Favorite Twin Flame song. Reunited from 1978. Oh my goodness. Why Are We Looking into Mirrors by Justin Timberlake? Because it was a Twin Flame song. Uh-oh. I'm losing battery power. Let me look at my battery juice because we might have, we're about almost ready to disconnect. Anyway, it's almost 11. Let's see. Well, I got 20%. We're good. We're good for 10 more minutes. We're good for 10 more minutes. I got 20%. You listened to that when you first found out he was your twin. So I would drive people crazy at the pub. You know, they have this like jukebox where you can like pick the song. Thankfully, one of the bartenders, surprisingly, a guy bartender, loved that song. So you know, he didn't mind if I played this 8-minute song by Justin Timberlake. But I would play that song on the pub jukebox thingy, and it's 8 minutes. You know, everybody in the pub would like, they'd be like, "Oh gosh, who played this song?" So that was my song that I played for my twin like constantly, constantly. And then Tennessee Whiskey was my other song for my twin. You guys, what other songs have you listened to for your twin? So I see a couple of you have posted some. Marcus Schultz, Destiny. I have not heard that. I'll have to check it out. Let's see. I don't know if I have my songs on here or not. I actually have an entire playlist to this. Oh, I swear, my poor twin. Let's see. See if I can find some good ones for you. I can't play them, remind you, so cannot play them. Let's see. Let's see. See. Where's my playlist? Library. Playlists. All right. Y'all tell me some of your songs. Let me see if they're in here. Never End by Future and Kelly Rowland. I do not have that one. Favorite Picture of You, Guy Clark. I do not have that one. Secreto? Is that what you're? Uh-oh. Yikes. I'm gonna get in trouble. Hold on. I just accidentally started one and I don't want to get in trouble by YouTube. Don't want to get in trouble by YouTube. Keeper of the Stars. Oh, I love that one. Yeah. I love that one. Let's see. It Was Always You by Maroon 5 is one of mine. It Was Always You by Maroon 5. I figured it translated to secret in English. Me and My Twin Love by Alan Walker. I have like 41 songs in this playlist. There's a couple more I didn't put in this playlist. Let's see. Another one that I like a lot is called Us by James Bay. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it. Have you guys ever heard Us by James Bay? Good night, Carla. So, Us by James Bay says, like it says, sometimes I'm beaten, sometimes I'm broken, because sometimes this is nothing but smoke. Is there a secret? Is there a code? Can we make it better? Because I'm losing hope. A lot of people in the twin flame journey feel like they're losing hope, right? And then it says, tell me how to be in this world. Tell me how to breathe in and feel no hurt. And tell me how I could believe in something. I believe in us. And then it keeps going on about, I believe in us. I believe in us. I believe in us. So that might be a good one for those of you that are kind of hurting. um, so that's, I mean, it literally, like it ends that, it says, at the very end, it says, that even in the dark, we can find a way out. Tell me now, because I believe in something. I believe in us. I believe in something. I believe in us. So it's really beautiful. Falling in Love by Dennis Cruzine. Is that what it says? Sunshine of a Spotless Mind is also a twin flame movie. I've heard that from you guys before. I still have not seen that. I need to. I need to watch that. Let's see. What's another good one? There's a lot of them. I mean, I have a whole bunch in here. I also have a whole bunch of other stuff, so I have to kind of filter through it. Snapchat? What about Snapchat? What about Snapchat? I'm not giving out my Snapchat. I've only got a couple friends on my Snapchat, so I know you're not asking me about Snapchat. Still waiting, watching. Keeper of the Stars. There's a song from Aquaman that always reminds me of my twin. It's not really, it's kind of a sad song though. Oh gosh, when you were talking about the ocean and Pisces, um, let's see. I know it starts out like born on the wrong side of the ocean. It's sense like he's Scorpio and I'm Pisces. It kind of makes sense. Pisces is a fish. Scorpions are on dry land, right? So let's see. Back to playlists. Everything I Need. Everything I Need in by Skylar Grey. That's the one I like so much. Makes me cry though, so don't listen to it anymore. Next Lifetime by Erica. Is it Badu? Twin Flame song. Frank Ocean, Thinking of You. You watched the Notebook 25 times in a row years ago? Oh my goodness. 25 times. I watched it once. That was enough. The Notebook, yeah. I don't know. I don't like I'm not a romantic movies person. I'm an action flick girl. Action flick and you know, epic dramas and superheroes and sci-fi. You clearly had a fever if you watched it 25 times. uh, what are you supposed to do in your next lifetime? That I don't know. All right, everybody, we're about wrapping it up. We're about wrapping it up. My battery's going to die on you guys. I don't want that to happen. Neil Diamonds. Cool, cool, cool. You guys can come back and look at the list of songs, at any time that everybody's put up. That's pretty cool. I hope some of the information tonight was helpful to you guys. Tess, gigantic hug from Kimmy. Super amazing to see you in here tonight, Tess. Very, very happy about that. Oh, Kim and Leslie, I didn't even see you guys in here. Did you just log in? So I guess you must have logged in while I was doing lyrics. Sorry about that. And I shall see you guys again Sunday night. Sunday night for, so Earth sign love readings are going to be up tomorrow. And Sunday night will be the twin flame readings, the divine feminine, divine masculine, as well as the meditation. Group meditation first, readings after. So that'll be 9 o'clock on Sunday night. Sunday night, twin flame stuff. Twin flame stuff. Hopefully one day you guys will be able to see my twin flame. All right. Absolutely adore all of you guys. Absolutely adore y'all. Love and light to everybody. Have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. And I will do my best to be on time on Sunday. I'm going for a hike Sunday, so I may be a little tired, but I'm going to do my best. So I will see you guys then. And you guys have a wonderful weekend, okay? Much love and light to you. Big hug from Kimmy. Bye. Tess, thank you for being here again, sweetie. Super, super awesome to see you.